Welcome to a Resharing Word from Coach Jace. I'm your host, Jason Ray France, and this week's episode is More Than a Disorder. Do you have an anxiety disorder or some other condition that's considered an invisible illness? Have you made the common mistake of self-identifying with the illness, thinking the disorder is a part of who you are? Do people sometimes think you're crazy or imagining things? Have you been accused of being irresponsible or lazy? Have you even begun to question yourself? I've had an anxiety disorder as far back as I can remember. I used to think that everyone experienced what I did, but the more I learned, the more painfully obvious it became that this was not the case. This was also very apparent to people that knew me best. A big part of the reason that I became a life coach was to assist others with similar challenges. I know what it's like to be different and feel misunderstood. I've pursued other interests, but I've always gravitated back to life coaching because it's my true mission in life. You are no more your disorder than someone is the flu, cancer, or any other illness. You deserve to be treated as the unique individual that you are, rather than a problem to be fixed. You deserve to be listened to, supported, and accepted. Your contribution doesn't have to look like anyone else's to matter. You are valuable and you have your own important contribution to make. Assume the best about yourself and focus on your abilities rather than your limitations. Then acknowledge, emphasize, and build on your strengths. The poem by Charles C. Finn, Please Hear What I'm Not Saying, describes my past feelings perfectly. It reads, quote, "Don't be fooled by the face I wear, for I wear a mask, 1,000 masks, masks that I'm afraid to take off, and none of them is me. Pretending is an art that's second nature with me, but don't be fooled. For God's sake, don't be fooled. I give you the impression that I'm secure, that all is sunny and unruffled with me, within as well as without. That confidence is my name and coolness is my game. That the water's calm and I'm in command, and that I need no one, but don't believe me. My surface may seem smooth, but my surface is my mask, ever varying and ever concealing. Beneath lies no complacence. Beneath lies confusion and fear and aloneness. But I hide this. I don't want anybody to know it. I panic at the thought of my weakness exposed. That's why I frantically create a mask to hide behind. A nonchalant, sophisticated facade to help me pretend, to shield me from the glance that knows. But such a glance is precisely my salvation, my only hope, and I know it. That is, if it's followed by acceptance, if it's followed by love. It's the only thing that can liberate me from myself, from my own self-built prison walls, from the barriers I so painstakingly erect. It's the only thing that will assure me of what I can't assure myself, that I'm really worth something. But I don't tell you this. I don't dare to. I'm afraid to. I'm afraid your glance will not be followed by acceptance, will not be followed by love. I'm afraid you'll think less of me, that you'll laugh, and your laugh would kill me. I'm afraid that deep down I'm nothing, and that you will see this and reject me. So I play my game, my desperate pretending game, with a facade of assurance without and a trembling child within. So begins the glittering but empty parade of masks, and my life becomes a front. I idly chatter to you in the suave tones of surface talk. I tell you everything that's really nothing, and nothing of what's everything, of what's crying within me. So when I'm going through my routine, do not be fooled by what I'm saying. Please listen carefully and try to hear what I'm not saying, what I'd like to be able to say, what for survival I need to say, but what I can't say. I don't like hiding. I don't like playing superficial, phony games. I want to stop playing them. I want to be genuine and spontaneous and me, but you've got to help me. You've got to hold out your hand even when that's the last thing I seem to want. Only you can wipe away from my eyes the blank stare of the breathing dead. Only you can call me into aliveness. Each time you're kind and gentle and encouraging, each time you try to understand because you really care, my heart begins to grow wings. Very small wings, very feeble wings, but wings. With your power to touch me into feeling, you can breathe life into me. I want you to know that. I want you to know how important you are to me, how you can be a creator, an honest-to-God creator of the person that is me, if you choose to. You alone can break down the wall behind which I tremble. You alone can remove my mask. You alone can release me from my shadow world of panic, from my lonely prison, if you choose to. Please choose to. Do not pass me by. It will not be easy for you. A long conviction of worthlessness builds strong walls. The nearer you approach to me, the blinder I may strike back. It's irrational, but despite what the books say about man, often I am irrational. I fight against the very thing I cry out for. But I am told that love is stronger than strong walls, and in this lies my hope. Please try to beat down those walls, with firm hands, but with gentle hands, for a child is very sensitive. Who am I, you may wonder? I am someone you know very well, for I am every man you meet, and I am every woman you meet. End quote. A few years ago, with the encouragement of a close friend, I sought professional help. I had been suffering with severe depression and suicidal thoughts for many years. I soon learned that the depression was a symptom of the anxiety disorder. Battling racing, nonstop negative thoughts day after day and year after year is exhausting. Through this journey, I learned to better understand and accept my condition. With the help of therapy and medication, I learned to better manage it. I learned coping skills to assist me in pushing past the anxiety instead of giving in to it. That doesn't mean it all somehow magically went away overnight, but it does mean that with commitment there is continual improvement. Every day is a fight, but I'm in the fight, and I know I'm worth it. I'm also not alone. I have an amazing wife, great friends, and last but certainly not least, a loving Creator. If you're experiencing a challenge that requires professional assistance, go out and get it. No matter what it is, the help is out there, and there's no shame in asking for it. No more excuses. You may think you already know it all and you couldn't afford it anyway. I thought those things too. The truth is that you can't afford not to, and there are options for everyone if you look. After all, one thing I know for sure is you're also definitely worth it. I'm Coach Jace. Thanks for joining me for your reassuring word for the week. Now go take on your life.